Before I begin, I'd like to recognize the contributions of 3 players that were traded today: Christian Ianga, Josh McRoberts, both of which who were here for a year or less. Young, promising players. We wish them well and we thank them for their contributions. The other player that I'd like to recognize, Andrew Bynum, has been with us for 7 years, and I remember quite vividly having his press conference right here on this floor 7 years ago when he chose number 17 because he was 17 years old. Andrew is a bright, hardworking man who's going to have a very successful and productive NBA career, and we wish him well in Philadelphia. There's been a lot of speculation regarding Dwight being traded for the last 6 to 8 months to a year. Today, finally, the speculation comes to an end, and we're hopeful that 10 years from now, we can add a jersey onto that wall over there that says Dwight Howard. So at this time, I'd like to introduce the newest Los Angeles Laker, Dwight Howard.
It's better? Ooh. Oh, man.
Okay, that's good. Good. You want to sit here? Dwight, here's the water.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, first of all, I just want to thank God for today and just this opportunity. I'm so blessed to be able to step on the court again, and it means a lot to me. And I'm just happy to be back, just sitting down in the hotel for 4 months. It's very tough on somebody like myself, but God has blessed me, and I really appreciate, things more now than I did before the surgery. And, I'm just happy. I'm happy to be in front of you guys. I'm happy to be here in L.A. I've been in L.A. for 4 months, and it's like it's been home for me. It's been great. It started off walking around Beverly Hills, and every day, I had, just one lady who would always come, "Hey, come to the Lakers, come to the Lakers." And if she's watching, I'm here, so your wish came true. But also, I just want to thank, the city of Orlando and all the fans in Orlando for 8 great years. You guys were the best. I've had some great memories. Sitting back, in my room last night, just thinking about all the things that have happened to me while being in Orlando. The Superman dunk, the dunk over Tim Duncan, going to the finals, and just seeing the city on fire, for basketball, is great. And I wish the organization, a lot of success. Thank Rich DeVos for drafting me 8 years ago. And now I'm happy to be a Laker. Now I'm so excited. I mean, it's really hard to talk. I couldn't sleep last night. I had try to stay away from ESPN. And as soon as I turned it on, it said breaking news. And I'm like, uh-oh. And it said you traded, so I'm like, oh man, thank God. So I'm just happy right now. That's it.
Question?
Thank you.
It seems like there's a sigh of relief for you being here now, and Rich is just talking about it. Why do you think there was so much confusion around you being traded from Orlando?
It was just a very tough situation for everybody to let go. And, you know, I'm just finally glad that it's over with. You know, myself and, you know, the Magic organization, we can all start over and you know, begin, you know, a new career. You know, today is a fresh new start for all of us. And I'm happy that it's finally over. I'm just, like I said, I'm happy to be here officially. And it's just great. It's just great. I'm so happy right now. It's hard to talk, hard to think. I'm just happy. My health is great. You know, I'm getting a lot better, getting a lot stronger every day. And I'm looking forward to the doctor saying you're free to play. And I can't wait for that day.
Dwight, you had a lot of nice things to say moments ago about the Orlando organization. Why do you want to leave?
Well, I think it's time for change for my life, you know, and it's time for a fresh start for myself and for the Magic, you know. And I'm just looking forward to the challenge. I'm looking forward to being here representing the Laker organization. And, you know, today is Laker Day. You know, what happened, you know, in the past is behind me now. I've grown a lot in these 4 months, you know, but I'm looking forward to starting here, starting fresh today, and doing the best I can, you know, for the city of Los Angeles.
Dwight, as everybody knows, you're going to be a free agent. Have you said anything to the Lakers? Have you assured them that you'll re-sign with them, or have you made that decision?
Well, right now it's about today, and today is the day that I'm here with the Lakers, and, you know, that's the only thing that matters. You know, whatever happens a year from now, you know, we'll wait till that time, but right now it's all about the Lakers and me starting fresh. So, you know, I'm very excited about that.
Except for the starting fresh part. Isn't that what you told Orlando?
Well, like I said, you know, I'm happy to be here, and, you know, that's the only thing that matters right now.
You've always loved Los Angeles. The people at the media board and talking to you always seem to have loved Los Angeles. So this really isn't a new thing for you. It's joy being a Laker.
Well, you know, just here, you know, representing this organization now is great. You know, I've always loved the city of LA. And just being here for 4 months, you know, it's basically like I lived here. And the city has shown me so much love, you know, from day one. And I just want to really thank all the people who were there during my surgery, the people who helped me get back to where I am today. You know, I want to thank those people. And, you know, this city has been so great to me so far, and they welcome me with open arms.
Dwight, the city of LA is giddy now that you are here. Talk about the expectation of playing with Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash, and also Pau Gasol, and how powerful the team you think it is.
Well, you know, everybody's going to expect a lot out of us, and I know for myself, I'm going to give you guys 100%. You know, that's the way I play. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to smile. I'm going to go dunk, block some shots, rebound, and have fun. You know, that's what I do best. And I'm just looking forward to getting back on the court again. You know, I miss it so much. It was taken away from me, you know, and I just want to get back out on the court and just have fun again, you know, dap up some fans, you know, and just have fun. You know, I miss it, you know, so this is the first step.
Dwight, have you talked to Kobe?
I have. I talked to him last night. You want to hear? You know, well, I called Kobe. He said, "What's up, Dwight? You know, how you doing? You know." And so I was like, "Man, I'm just happy." And he would say, "Hey, man, yo, listen, yo, you know, LA is happy to have you. You know, you're part of the team now. You know, and you know, we're looking forward to, you know, getting this ring, man. You know, I'm happy for you, man. It's all over with. You know, I'm happy for you. You know, so." I was like, "Thanks, Kobe, man. I appreciate it." And get that gold medal, and let's get back to work when you get down here. So that's the first person I talked to, and hopefully I can talk to the rest of the guys later.
Right, there's another conversation with Kobe that you had apparently 3-4 months ago. That supposedly
That's behind us now, you know. For me, I want to be a great leader, and I have an opportunity to learn from the best, you know, in Kobe on how to lead a team. And in order to be a great leader, you have to learn how to follow. And I'm looking forward to following, you know, in the steps of Kobe Bryant and how he leads the team. And Steve Nash and Powell, you know, and just the guys who've been here, the vets, you know, I'm looking forward to learning a lot from those guys, because one day I want to be the guy that leads, you know, the team, you know, to a championship. And this is the perfect time to start.
Dwight, you had a big sigh when you held up the jersey. It was almost like the culmination of all this talk, and now I mean, tell me how you felt now that you held up.
I mean, it's kind of unreal, you know. It's like, wow, it's finally happened. It's here, you know. I just walking around upstairs and, you know, driving here, you know, I was like, wow, I'm really a part of the Lakers, you know, and it's crazy. I don't even, it hasn't really hit me yet, you know, but I'm just happy to be here, and I'm going to make the best out of it. You know, that's where I was at, you know, having doubts about moving and being in a bigger city. You know, I'm going from I-4 and 408 and OBT to the 405 and I don't even know the rest of the highways, you know, so it's tough, you know. You're going to have a lot of doubts, but, you know, just being here, you know, seeing all the love, you know, from the fans here, it's been great, you know, and I'm just looking forward to expanding, you know, myself. I'm looking forward to being great here in LA, and I'm looking forward to the future. Well, just rehabbing, you know, being here, it was great for my mind, my body, and my soul. You know, just staying in a hotel is tough, and I don't know if I could have stayed in a hotel in any other city like this. So it's been hard, you know, but I'm just happy that it's all over with and I can breathe. Well, there's no timetable, you know, right now. Whenever he says, you know, Dwight, you're free to play, then I'll get back on the court. You know, until then, I'm going to continue to rehab and get my back stronger. And I haven't lost any weight, which is good. And I'm looking forward to getting back on the court. Say it again. Well, you know, we'll see what the doctor says. You know, if I'm ready for open tonight, you know, I'll be there, but I'm not going to rush it. The back is very serious, so I'm going to take my time and make sure I get back 100%, you know, because I want to give everybody 100%, you know, not 90, 80%. I want to give you guys everything I have. Right now, it's all about the Lakers. It's all about the Lakers. You know, I'm here in LA now. This is Lakers Day. This is not about any other team. You know, we're starting fresh here in LA, and that's the only thing that matters. Well, it's tough, you know, I don't want to try to compete with those guys, you know, but I want to bring my own flavor, you know, here to LA. Those guys, I saw a picture last night. It was like Mount Rushmore or something where they had, you know, all those guys up there. Well, he joined the list of heads up here with the Laker greats. And, you know, I'm like, hey, I want to be great in my own right. You know, I want to write my own history. And, you know, today is the first day, you know, of that history where I get a clean slate. And I get an opportunity to start over, you know, so I want to thank God just for that opportunity to be able to start over, to have a second chance, you know, at playing basketball, you know, and being with another organization. You know, not a lot of guys get this opportunity, and I'm going to make the most of it and the best of it. I think a lot of stuff, that has been reported, has damaged, me. But like I said, I have a second chance, and I'm going to make the best of it. I'm not going to change who I am because of what's happened in the past. I've grown from it. I've learned a lot, and I'm still young, so I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to bump my head. I'm pretty sure you bumped your head a lot, but you've grown from it, right? So I have an opportunity to do the same thing, and this is the perfect time. Like I said earlier, I get an opportunity to learn from the best, Kobe Bryant. I get to learn from a guy like Steve Nash, and I get to learn from the old guy right here, So I'm looking forward to this opportunity.
But like the timetable, how did you find out, or when did you find out that you were going to become a leader?
Well, I found out last night about 9 o'clock. I was getting a lot of text messages, and my Twitter was going, crazy, DMs and everything, Congratulations. I'm like, what happened? I didn't watch TV or anything, and I was sitting in the room with my agent, and he was on the phone, and he came and gave me the thumbs up. I can't run right now, but I started to trot and jog out of his house, and I was just so excited. And he didn't even give a chance to tell me goodbye. I was just so excited. And then it was on the radio. I went to eat last night, and everybody at the restaurant was, "Welcome to LA," I was like, wow, this is big, so it's crazy.
So when you woke up this morning knowing that you were officially a Laker?
I don't know if I really slept, turned on TV on ESPN, and it was just, everything was about the Lakers, me coming here. So like I said, it's been crazy.
Dwight, you've been a perfect physical specimen your entire career up until this injury. How humbling has this been for you?
It's very humbling. Like I said, I appreciate, things more, than I did, before, I had the surgery. I've always been, a pretty humble guy, I think, but this has really showed me a lot of things, on the business side, on the personal side, spiritual side. Every side of my life, has been touched, through this injury. I appreciate things a lot more now, like I said, than I did. Just the first time I stepped into a gym to touch a ball to shoot free throws, it just felt great. The first time seeing you guys up there, I was like, wow, I haven't seen media in so long. I've heard about them. I've seen the things they've been saying, but I haven't seen them, and I miss you guys. And I forgive you guys, even though some of you guys, I forgive you guys, but Stephen A., you said Skip Bayless, I forgive you, man. Hey, but I'm just happy, that all this is behind me now. I can move forward, and I'm looking forward to putting on this jersey and putting on the arm sleeves and sweating again. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, Dwight, what was that like? I mean, whenever you turned on the TV, they were talking about another face-to-face meeting or a phone call or something. You really didn't talk at that time. Was that tough to sort of...
Well, it's very tough, but I felt like I needed to really just rehab, and not really focus on what was being said. You wake up every day and people are, saying things about you. It's very tough to stay focused on what you have to stay focused on. So instead of me trying to go back and forth or come out and make statements about this or that, I really want to just focus on getting healthy and coming back stronger, and I think that's better than, fighting about things that I can't control. Right now, I'm excited about today. We're not. I'm not going to talk about signing any papers. That's okay. Hey, right now I'm excited. Nobody's going to take away that joy that I have right now about being in LA, being on the Lakers team. So none of that stuff matters right now. I'm just excited to be here. And that's it. I got my Lakers jersey right here. So I'll be putting it on right now, and that's the only thing that matters. I've had a lot of dreams about putting on this Lakers jersey, and being here in LA and playing with Kobe Bryant, and now I'm here. So like I said, whatever happened before today is history to me. It's the past, and I'm looking forward to this new beginning. Well, there's a lot of things that have been said that upset me. The biggest thing was me quitting on my team or me faking the injury. Anybody who knows me, and they know what I'm about, I would never quit on anything, and I would never fake an injury. I've never been a quitter. I've always been somebody who's pushed through the end. I've had injuries before, but I've never said anything about them. I played through them. I played through a lot of things. So I've never been a quitter, and that's about it. Never been a quitter.
And after all that, you said there's going to be so much pressure on the Lakers. What about the pressure on you as an individual?
Well, I'm just going to do what I do best: have fun and play ball. I'm not going to try to step out of that and be somebody I'm not. I'm going to have fun and take on anything with my head held high. And the cape has been in the back in the hotel just chilling, so I'm going to bring the cape out and iron it and get it ready to go.
Dwight, you put up a lot of big stats before, but is there an aspect of your game that when you look at the personnel that will be around you that you feel like is going to be enhanced even more?
Well, my job, right now is to be the best defender I can for this team. I think that's one of the reasons why, the Lakers, wanted me here to defend, and be a big presence on the defensive end. And I've always been a guy that likes to dominate, both ends of the floor. And that's not having the ball or anything like that, but just controlling the paint on both ends. And that's what I want to continue to do here. Well, hopefully I am, but until then I'm going to continue to rehab, continue to get my back stronger, get my mind stronger, and continue to learn about LA. Well, like I said, I haven't really paid attention to anything, I'm just happy that I'm here, I'm happy to be a part of the Lakers organization.
Dwight, you're always been a smiling, joyful player, and I would say Kobe's not on the floor, a guy who smiles a lot. Who do you think is going to rub off more? Are you going to bring more of a jovial side out of Kobe, or is he going to bring more serious side?
Well, Kobe's going to be Kobe, and I'm going to be Dwight, probably off the court I might add a couple years, but Kobe's going to be Kobe, and he's going to be who he is. There's no stopping that. He's played with somebody like myself. So I'm not going to try to change who he is, and I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to have fun and do what I do. And that's what's gotten me here today. So I'm not going to change it.
The Kobe imitation was tremendous.
Oh, thank you, by the way. All right.
Who are you going to work on the voices of the Lakers? Are you anyone in mind that you can start imitating?
Probably Pal. After hearing him a while, I might work on that one, and then I would have to go with Run. That's going to be tough, but I think I can do it.
Recruited basically when you go to the hotel lobby or you going out to get something to eat. Or basically people just coming up to you saying you have to come here.
It's been crazy, at the hotel, every day, the first couple weeks of rehab, I can only walk, and I would just walk around, the place where I'm staying, and just people from all over, would just stop the mailman every day. Little kids, I remember as a girl, she just ride her bike every day, and you gotta come to the Lakers, you just gotta do it. And she would start singing, and she would just tell everybody, Dwight's my new best friend. We just We had, fun, just walking around, just people here just being so nice, and it's just great. And they did a great job of recruiting, and just thank you guys for everything that you did.
So will you move out of the hotel now that you're going to be here for some time?
I don't know. I kind of like the hotel. I kind of like it.
When you talked about wanting to learn more about LA as you go along here, I know you've been to a few Dodger games. Have you had a chance to look at the LA sports scene now? The Kings just won a Stanley Cup. You guys are great. The Clippers are better, and the Angels and Dodgers, everybody.
Well, I'm just looking forward to just having fun here in the city, doing what I do best on the court, but off the court, supporting the other teams here. The Dodgers games have been great. My favorite part is singing during the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. That's, for some reason, it's extra fun, now. I haven't really been to a baseball game until now, so it's been a lot of fun.
What needs to happen to compare the teams as next season becoming the so-called villain after this Dwight soap opera? Are you prepared to go through what LeBron James went through when he played his first year with Miami, being the so-called villain? Are you anticipating booze from the crowds?
I don't know what's going to happen, but as of right now, I'm excited, and got to learn how to block all those, boos or whatever may happen out. But every place that I go to, whatever city I'm at, I've always had fun. I love the fans in every city, the boos, the cheers, whatever they say. It's all fun. It's all love. And I know their job is to distract us, so the other team can win, but I'm just looking forward to it.
What needs to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Planning to keep the Superman nickname, or are you open to something new nicknames that Lakers fans might bring you?
Superman. That's my name.
We'll wrap this up in a couple more, guys.
Yeah, we get this. Was this one of the most, was this one of the more difficult deals to execute as GM? Give us a little background on how such a complicated deal gets.
Well, it certainly took a lot longer than most deals take. Obviously, this has been going on for quite some time. We actually had discussions prior to the trade deadline back in March. Nothing really ever got to the point where we felt there'd be a deal. In fact, to credit Rob Hennigan, the GM of Orlando, it got to the point where, quite frankly, for me, it was frustrating. And what he was doing was, his job, which was to sort out and seek out the best possible deal for the organization. So up until 2 days ago, I didn't feel there would be a deal to get Dwight here to Los Angeles. But on Wednesday afternoon, we got a call from Rob making a proposal, and here it is, less than 48 hours later. Yesterday was a pretty fast-moving, day negotiating. But last night we had a 4-team conference call, and we all agreed to keep it quiet, the 4 teams. And 20 minutes later on my ride home, somebody had the exact deal on the radio. But having done this for so many years, there really wasn't a comfort level until this morning. We had the trade call at 9 o'clock and the deal was done.
Mitch, overall, are you amazed at what it took to get to this point and that you actually got it done for the guys you were able to get to unload? We've heard all along you're probably going to have to give up Powell, you're going to have to give up this guy, that guy. Are you almost amazed that it happened this way?
The organization came here in 1960, and the Buss family, and I recognize Jeannie's here and Jimmy, and I believe Jesse's here. I didn't know if I saw Joey or not. Are they here? Okay, but since they bought the franchise in 1979, it just seems like they've always figured out a way to make good things happen. And, there's an expression that it starts at the top, and I think that expression holds true here.
Mitch, you said you were home runs
Well, the first thing was we come here in practice, they tell us that those are not the real, trophies. So when I got up there, they said those are the trophies. I was like, well, let me touch one. So I didn't know that those were the real trophies. So that's why I was up there, touching the trophies and making some wishes.
Serena, go ahead.
Mitch, can we expect any more home runs from you this year, or is it finally going to finally sleep?
No more home runs.
One last question for Dwight.
Mitch and Dwight, looking at the starting five on paper, where do you rank the starting five talent-wise against any other starting five?
Well, I just want to win, and I can't get into the rankings and all that stuff. But like I said, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have a fresh start here. I want to thank everybody who's been with me during this whole process. Everybody that has been a part of me, even the people on Xbox that I play with on a daily basis. Thank you, my Xbox clan. Appreciate you guys. But again, this has been it's been a tough summer, but it's finally over, and I'm looking forward to just starting fresh here today and making history here for myself and for the organization. So thank you guys for putting up with me for this time. It's going to be better. So that's it.